What's up, guys? Welcome to the final day of Unit 3. This is day 7 of Unit 3, and I'm excited to just wrap this unit up. And we are doing so by continuing. This is part 2 of percent increase, percent decrease. Sometimes you hear it referred to as percent of change, all right? And so in this lesson, we're just going to be looking at real world problems that involve percent increase and decrease. And so really this first portion, we are just going to recap the same notes that we took last time together. I would, if I'm watching this and I'm you and you've already watched part 1 of this in lesson 6, I would invite you to just go ahead and see if you can fill out these notes on your own without me going over them, and then check your answers. So go ahead and do that now and continue on just to verify that you've gotten it correctly. So percent increase and decrease is the change in a value compared to its original value, okay? And they are expressed as percentages. All right? So when you have a percent increase, the new amount is always going to be larger than the original amount. And for percent decrease, it is smaller. Okay. And a saying that Miss Cluck has coined to help us remember the setup for finding the change, the percent of change is no O, right? So no is the new minus the original over the original times 100. So this is, again, really the setup, or kind of a formula, if you will, on how to determine the percent increase or the percent decrease, all right? Now, I'm still waiting for song submissions on our No Over O song, so I'm still waiting, all right? If y'all don't make one, I might just have to make one soon, all right? So we'll see. But let me know if you are able to come up with something. All right, so to calculate percent increase and decrease, we first have to find the difference. Okay. To find the difference, we are subtracting. Okay, so we are subtracting. All right, and then we are going to divide by the original. And then once we divide, we are going to multiply by 100. So that is how we find the percent increase, or percent decrease, or the percent of change. And remember, because all of these problems are going to be word problems, and whenever we see them, we need to make sure that we attack the word problems using Cubs. The C stands for circle the numbers. The U stands for underline the question. The B stands for box the keywords. And then the S stands for solve the problem. And then lastly, just as a pro tip, our pro tip is whenever your answers won't never be negative. It won't be a negative number, but rather when you see a negative, that just lets you know that it is a percent decrease. Okay, so your answer is not negative. You remove the negative sign and just use the percent. All right. Now let's just look at some examples, and y'all know what I'm about to say, but because we've done this already, this is part 2. You should know how to do all 5 of these on your own. So I would encourage you, pause the video, attempt to do question number 1, then you can watch it back, then pause the video, attempt to do question number 2, then watch it, and so on and so forth. I think that's the best way to utilize this video. Only you know if you're actually pausing it. So look, if you don't pause it, I just want you to know the only person you're really hurting is you, my guy, my gal. All right, so hey, go ahead and do it. That's the best way to utilize this video. And then I'll go over the answers. All right, so Zach shot an 86 on the golf course on Monday. Then on Friday, he scored a 95. What is the percent of change? Is his score increasing or decreasing? So this one we got actually 2 questions, but we're looking for the percent of change, all right? So on Monday, he shot the 86. On Friday, he shot a 95. And, you know, maybe you're not a golf player. I can tell you the lower the score, the better the shot, or sorry, the better performance, okay? So Zach did better on Monday than he did on Friday, all right? In golf, you don't want to get high numbers. You want to get small numbers. There you go. So this is, because that was Monday, that is the original. And then on Friday, that is the new score. Okay, so the 95 is going to be the new score. So, times 100. Okay, so the new is 95. So we got 95 minus the 86 over the original, which is 86, times 100. And that is going to give us the percentage. All right, so, hey, if you are... Again, hopefully by now you figure this out. If you're using Desmos, I would go ahead and start with the division sign, because what that does is it allows you to go ahead and get that, you know, that numerator and that denominator. Then I plug it in. 95 minus 86 over 86. Then I got to come out. Once I'm over here, I got to come out, multiply times 100. And that's going to give me 10.46. And hey, we're just going to say, usually the problem will tell you where it wants you to round it. For all of these, we are just going to round to the nearest whole number, okay? So if I round this to the nearest whole number, it is going to give me 10%, okay? And so that is the answer there. And is that increasing or is that decreasing? Well, it went from 80 to 95, so that is clearly, that is increasing, okay? So that is increasing. All right? Now, let's look at the next one. All right. Last 9 weeks, Chris had an average 88% average in math class. This 9 weeks, he earned a 90%. What percent decrease did his math grade change? All right. So last 9 weeks, okay, that is the original. That's the, all right. So I actually had a student, instead of saying original, they said old. That actually is good. You can say old, right? So old and then the new. Then this 9 weeks, that is referring to the new. Okay, so the 80 is the new. So times 100. Okay, so the new is 80 minus the original, which is 88, over the original, which is 88, times 100. Okay, so we got So we got 80 minus 88 over 88, and then times 100, and that is -9. But remember, is the negative just means it's a decrease, so it is 9% there. All right, let's keep it moving. Kelly writes blockbuster novels and has a picnic each year to celebrate the date of her first published work. The first year, 50 people came. The second year, 30 people came. By what percent did the picnic attendance change? Is it increasing or decreasing? All right. So the first year, okay, that is the old one, okay, or the original. We're going to say old. The second year, that is the new one, okay, so that is the change, all right. So, times 100. So new is 30 minus the old, okay, and then over the original times 100. That's going to give us, so we got All right, so we got 30 minus 50 over 50. All right, and that gives us 40, negative 40. Okay, which again, it's not, I'm gonna drop that negative. That negative, what does that negative tell us? Tells us that it's decreasing. So it is decreasing. All right, it's decreasing. All right, let's give me a different color. Let's go with orange, my favorite. All right. Okay, so Angel became a famous architect. She made $90,000 in 2018. Now I could circle that because we do circle the numbers, but that is a year. Okay, so I'm actually not going to circle that one. In 2019, yeah, that's a number, but it's talking about a year. Her income was $120,000. What was the percent increase of her income? All right. So I would actually box that, right? That is the old or the original. And then in 2019, this is the new. Okay. So that's the new. So no, times 100. All right, so the new is the 120,000 minus the 90,000, which was the original or the old, over the old times 100. Okay, so all right, we got 12,000. Got to make sure I put my right number of zeros, minus, actually 120,000. Forgot the zero. Yep, so minus 90,000. Okay, 5 zeros over 90,000. 5 zeros. And so I get 33%. I'm just going to round that to the nearest whole. So we got 33%. All right, and then lastly, let's just go ahead and close this out. Hopefully you're getting all of these right. The table shows the average in Virginia Beach each year. What is the percent increase in the average rent from 2020 to 2021? So this table actually shows us 3 years, but we need from 2020, and we need from 2020 to 2021. All right. So times 100. All right. So the new would be the 2021. So that's 1600 minus 1450 over 1450 times 100. $1,600 minus 1450. 1450. All right, and then we get 10.3. I'm just going to round that to 10% to the whole. And there you have it, my friends. And so in this lesson, we have learned, or reviewed rather, how to find the percent change when it's increasing or decreasing.